afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Heidi. I'm Heidi from Wacom. Together, I'm here actually with other folks at the table. So I would like to start with a short introduction. And this is Thilo.
Hello.
Thilo is from Wacom, industrial designer. And this is Hirobe-san.
Hi, I'm Hirobe.
And this is Akiko.
Hello, everyone.
And this is Mune.
Hi, I'm Rene.
Yeah. We have one more person joining us. This is Kas. But Kas will join later, so stay tuned. Why are we here together? So we are actually Wacom and Lab. And Lab is a Japanese startup, and we are sitting in the middle of their technology and their design. And we happen to be all together here at Salone Milano in Italy. And we decided it's a good opportunity actually to exchange ourselves, to learn more about the Calm technology and the MUI brand philosophy. So today we are going to have a live discussion, and stay tuned. First of all, how are you feeling today? So 4 days.
Good.
Good?
All of us are good. I think
Good.
days are long, but a lot of fun and good stuff, good experience here.
Yeah, actually the beginning of June is a very super cool, very hot day.
Right.
So it's fantastic. So holiday season, I think. So everywhere very basically calm. Yeah, they stay in here in the very good comment from later we are talking about.
Yes.
So very good, I feel.
Yes. That's cool. Yeah. And you, Akiko, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, so I've been here for 4 days, and people are getting more and more, so I'm getting excited to showcase what we do.
And what are you?
Yeah, so I'm very happy to be back in Milan after 3 years, after compete, so, the city is full of creativity and energy, and we are getting so much good inspirations. So it's really good.
Yeah. I can
And how
just-
about you, Heidi?
Yeah, I just confirm, really. That's my first time being at Milano, although I'm an Italy fan, but that's the first time, and I really got inspired by all the creative spirit and the best espresso doppio or cafe doppio. So I actually had 2 today already.
Wow.
Cafe.
Yeah. Great. So MUI Lab, so you are a startup from Kyoto in Japan. And Wacom, we are also a Japanese company. Maybe no more startups, so we are a bit older. We are entering the 40 years anniversary very soon. But since we share the same root, being from Japan, do you want to share a little bit from your view, so how you started and also what you believe as also the Japanese design philosophy could influence the community?
Yeah, I know the Wacom is a very famous company in Japan. So I feel the design students, when I was design students, I'm using the tablet and the pen. It's a very our daily use. So, but at the time, Kaz met the Nobu CEO in the Wacom in the 2018, end of the 18, that contact with him, and the 1 month later, 2019, he met Akiko. I think joined that in the Las Vegas, the CES show, and here very so strong keep so something to the shake hand, and after I remember the January 13, the end of January around, it has a meeting in the Wacom Tokyo. So I'm some presented for Nobu. So he has a very good expression, but I'm here memorize his word is he always thinking about the people saying in the room or the atmosphere. He always thinking the people saying something or writing something he don't talk to the digital world. He always think about some conceptual word. So the something floating in the world or the written something in the atmosphere. So I'm always thinking about that. So he comes inspire me. So I always asking to him. So it's a very good exercise, something. So it's every moment is very good. Is inspired from him. Nobe is a good. How can I say? So well, for me, it's talking to. How can I say? The the very right person to
Yeah.
talking to him is very impressive. Every presentation, just not the presentation, the talk, just
Yes.
talk every time.
But it triggers your mind.
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
And he always answer the very, yeah, you are super, super
Sounds like
crazy.
you would, yeah.
Really.
Yeah, by chance, maybe funny to mention that you have actually the same name or similar.
Yeah.
Give a name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree. I think Wacom, we stand for lifelong ink as a vision. And this is really about the human, because technology should actually, at the end, serve and support human being to really express themselves. It's lifelong because we want to really deliver technology and instruments that actually is part of their life and growing with them. So I think this is a good connection point. Where I think Wacom and Muilab really matching at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, talking a bit more about Wacom and also
Yeah.
on your personal journey, do you want to tell us when you joined Wacom? I know it's before I joined Wacom, but
Yes.
when was it? And also talking about the early days of Wacom.
Yeah. I joined Wacom actually 12 years ago. And I started with really a technical background. So I was an engineer and I was thinking about, I was so excited being at Wacom because for being at Wacom, you will learn products and technologies are not for the purpose of showcase technology and product. It's really about what value it adds to human being. And also, I was always fascinated when we talk about our, let's say, pen and technology. So how important all the little details is, how it feels, how it weighs, how it feels when I write. This actually at the end makes the human-centric aspect of our technology. So that's actually also how Wacom started almost 40 years ago, as I mentioned. So we are celebrating our birthday next year. And Wacom was also a startup, as I also learned from many engineers who still work at Wacom. That's also very interesting. So the core engineers who developed the first technology piece are still at Wacom, and they are still researching. So how can I further improve the experience to make this more human-centric and less feeling as technology, and really allowing everyone to live the creativity, to communicate, to work with other people, to think about building new ideas. So that's how actually Wacom started. And Tito, maybe you can share a little bit, since you're a product designer at Wacom, also representing our customer base, because we do also a lot of instruments for creative artists and designers. So do you want to share also your impression when you joined Wacom?
Yeah, it's really a great pleasure and great chance for industrial designer being suddenly able to design the actual tool which I have been using before already. And then also interesting for me personally, because I'm actually half Japanese, but grew up in Germany. And at some point I decided I want to live for a while in Japan and moved there, and then working with both cultures together, because Wacom is obviously has a very global setup. And but also being able to navigate, it's kind of sometimes a balancing act, being not too German harsh in the Japanese business, but also blending in and working for the creative audience, which is very engaging. We have strong connection with our customers and they give us feedback, which is always great.
Yeah.
So it's a pure joy.
Yeah, good to hear. Yeah, connecting to what you say, being global. So I really grow up in Wacom and think about, okay, how can I do something as a technology that serves all people in the world? But bringing also the essence of being in a Japanese company where you pay a lot of attention on design and the human centric aspect of technology. I think that also makes me so excited, be at Wacom. And do you want to share a little bit how Mui Levy, how did you start and how did you come up with these ideas about the calm technology in this beautiful room here?
I'm a CMF designer. The CMF means the color, material, finish, and the part of the product design. So I'm always thinking about the material, the touching and the looking, and it has the colors, the texture. So many. I'm working with the 15 years, so always think about the material. So now around 2010 area is the touch panel is also very popular, and the touch something, and always the screen is a glass material and the top on top of the display. So it's why always looking at the display. So I am always think about the material. So that is the first impression inspired the key in the. I'm working with industrial area. So under the table we are making something the dirty mock-up. So and showing the cars. So here's a business guy. So business development. It's very good thing. So we can go with the world, making the world. That's the first point. So here, suddenly making the grab the area of the New York some furniture show. So no concept, no product. Decided the space.
Oh, cool.
That's the start. So we are making something and hear from the visitors. They are very good comment from that. And fortunately, we have the design show in the interior world, interior newspaper or something. So it's some good output from that. So we are trying to, how can I say, so rolling stoves.
Yeah. So it's all started.
All started, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Maybe follow-up question to Cas. How did you come into calm technology? So how did you come up with the idea of working in this field? And can you please talk about this?
My name is Kaz. I'm a CEO and co-founder of Lab. When I have reached to the idea of calm technology, actually that was occasionally I have heard from my friend, and so the timing we already started Mui, and we follow the Mui Shizen. But I was like a little bit struggling, how I offer that Mui Shizen to the more like tech audience or globally. So like in the meantime, I knew the calm technology and then reached to the books and the podcast or like TED Talk by Amber Case. That was good hint to me, and I was like sparked a little bit, and then I started following calm technology a lot. So that made me contacting with Amber Case as well. First the email, and then we send the people over the workshop, and luckily we got the Amber Case in Kyoto back in 3 years ago. And after that, we are like friendly, working together to prevail calm technology together, and then gradually we are making the consensus together, and then this year we officially got her as our official advisor, and we are so excited to promote calm technology together in the global audience.
I actually remember because you talk about how you met Nobu, right? Our CEO, Ida-san.
Yeah.
I was remember when I was in Tokyo actually in our office, and then Ida-san said, I think maybe 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
So Ida-san said, "Come here and look at the screen." So I saw you having your concept in the Kickstarter. I was saying, "Wow, this really looks cool." So we were actually okay, let's fund this. And then Nobu explained to me that it's also being a Kyoto startup, right? You are. So what can you share a little bit? What's the specialty and uniqueness being from Kyoto in terms of your technology?
Yes, the Tokyo and Kyoto is a very similar pronounce,
Correct.
but the totally different.
Yes.
So Tokyo is a capital and a very business and there's so many people, but Kyoto is a small town. But the very used to is in Imperial Palace. The emperor lived in there. So about 100 years ago. So it's a very ancient city, but small, but it exists in the old the piece of the material or the landscape and the small rock and the statue of the ancient history is existing everywhere, and also the people very little bit in the Kansai, the west of the Japan, is a little bit special. I think because the emperor lived there used to.
Yes.
So little bit, so yeah, unique, and also the town, the walk to the 5 minutes to walk in the big river, the very easy to the nature. And the mountain around the Kyoto city, around the mountain, that we can see all landscape is a mountain, and very near to the nature.
Yeah.
It's something affected me, and also existing. How about Mune, technology guy?
Yeah. That's nice transition. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's really nice. Atmosphere. Actually, I moved to Kyoto to join Lab when it's not from the previous parent company, and it was actually really very clear to me that it makes sense for me to move to Tokyo to Kyoto to work on the new new things on making their digital technology more humane and then more that works for more people. So because while we are working most of the time in the office and in front of computers or having discussions, but when we go out for lunch or maybe to commute, so we feel the atmosphere and the vibes of the street, and then we feel the seasons, and then maybe flowers on the storefront or like that, or maybe some festival, very small local festivals, gives us some inspirations, and then those things pull back to the reality and of the people's lives and culture and history and so on. So that really surely influence the digital products we make.
Actually, I moved to Kyoto almost 2 years ago, and I'm always been fascinated by everything. And I think that Kyoto has a good balance between tradition and nature, and a bit of town, like many tourists come, and there are shrines and temples, and so, and I now live in Machiya, which is like 100 years longevity. I mean, like a very old house. Oh, and then there are 4 family can live, and our friends live next door. Like then, we share soy sauce, we share miso, and
Nice.
we invite them, and there's always ojizo-san って何?
I don't know, Jesus statue, like a little, yes.
So when we always pray
Okay.
because there's a how do you say like a God shrine, a small shrine, and small shrines everywhere. Even when the apartment got or when the house got broken, then new apartment comes. Only this shrine is left. So keep maintaining. So going back to like old time in Japan, people were like lived in agriculture, and especially rice. So it was really hard to move because you needed water.
Right.
So people coexist with nature, even it's so hard. So that kind of tradition has been inherited into still now, and I can see that in Kyoto. So people really appreciate to be with the nature. And then you can see season by season in food, in なんていうのルーティンじゃなくて ritual, and all those things. And it fascinates me. And I think we can bring those inspiration into our technology. I think that's very unique essence.
I can totally sense now, hearing to all your voices, it makes 100% sense that you are located in Kyoto. Talking about spaces, so as Heidi mentioned, we are here at the show and we are actually in a very special space here. You are showcasing the new MUI concept. Do you guys want to talk about the concept a little bit from design perspectives?
Okay, so we have this signature product called MUI board, and this is this is a smart home device. So it's like Alexa or Google Assistant, but we make the natural material, real wood, and we more value on the emotional side, maybe sometimes nostalgic, because we want people to use in your family space in the house, because house is your private space. You want to have good time with your family, so you may not need so much information inside of the house. And this is made by our stock of technology, called MUI platform, and then we utilize this technology into this exhibition. So there are 3 points. We expanded this interactive sphere three-dimensionally to space. So in this case, house. Then incorporating physical movements like daily routine of action, and also things and objects like furniture. So that's one. And the second, now we are getting more and more digital. And we tend to forget our body, our feeling, our sense, but we are human. We are basically animal. So we feel well-being or happiness is, you are one of all things, including body, mind, spirit, and everything. So we want to highlight that. That's why we incorporate that physical movement and get the digital feedback, so that the whole atmosphere or space will be ready for you to do something. And thirdly, this concept has kind of a sustainability aspect as well. So traditionally, people treated furniture and things very well and maintained, because it was, there were not so many things in the society, in the market, and you have to maintain well. But we cannot see that so much in technology. So we want to make technology as like furniture. Furniture has really respect human, like body shape, the movement. So, and if we incorporate furniture, for example, as an interface, it has a function to prepare the whole atmosphere. So then we may start feeling some kind of affinity or mm, 愛着ってなんだろう attachment do you think so that you may want to keep you may want to maintain then yeah that's 3 points
Yeah, I can totally sense this. You mentioned Alexa device, for example, as a reference. It's somehow relatable, but in fact, when you experience this, it's quite different.
I can say, sitting here in the middle of your calm technology, I feel special. And I want to learn a little bit more about the experience side, maybe from you, Hirobe-san, from design perspective, but also later from Mune, from technology perspective. Can you share a little bit what creates this experience? And
The one story we have so I and Mune are looking at the in front of our office. It has a sushi Japanese restaurant every day. So the woman is preparing the opening. So the pouring water and sweeping in front of their store and sweeping the door. It's a metal door. It's a very shiny door. And finally, so he took to some small plants in front of the door. So I look at Mune and talking about its actual user interface. So something changed to preparing the store, the open. So finally, hanging on the cloth, some texture in the Japanese meaning in the opening. So the set the clothes. It's the opening is a user interface. It's come up with where that using people understand that meaning. It's something changed to the actual object. So we think about that and are starting the concepting for the Milan show.
what was the challenge for you? Being engineer now, he's asking you to make objects like an interface. So what was the big challenge you faced technology-wise?
Yeah. Well, say how has that? Yes. So the challenge, actually, I'll say
Or no challenge? Was fun?
I actually share the very, I would say, kind of similar point of view with him, and then so I've been kind of working on how to make the environment responsible in many ways, but without changing the already existing space or objects. And then, we really share this kind of similar point of view value, and then how we can, the challenge was how we can create the kind of gradual changes of the atmosphere, of the space, forming up through the steps of cleaning the storefront and then preparing to welcome the guests. So we thought, we should use the existing, everyday objects like this, really well-made, say, craftsmanship objects and so on, but without modifying the outlook of it.
Yeah.
So
it feels very familiar, I can say, very natural, familiar.
Familiar.
Yeah. Nice. I was thinking about our connection point, right? Wacom Lab is the pen and the ink, right? And just to also recap what you said before, like this familiar, the affinity to something that is there for a long time. We have similar vision for ink and also pen. So can you share your perspective, how you see pen and ink?
It's a Mark Weiser's document. It says writing something. So it's writing the pencil or the tool as a pencil is some the inventional technology.
Yeah,
So
right.
writing something. So I feel the ink technology the same ways. So
Yeah, so maybe to add a bit more context. Yeah, so there's a concept of CAM technology,
Yes.
which was coined by Mark Weiser and his colleagues at Xerox PARC Research Lab, like about 3 decades ago.
Yeah.
So we really, kind of take the ideas as our reference and then also bringing the CAM technology into reality through our products. And then, through his words, he mentioned that, writing or also print or text are like one of the good example of CAM technology. Like people does not recognize, people does not need to care about the letters or writings, but it's almost disappear, and then only the functions and the meanings remains. So then, so in that sense, there's some similarity with ink technologies that is like high tech of sensing technologies of fine electronics components, but Wacom does not show off, but rather only the experience part and also the communication part is shown, right? So
I agree. That's why I was so excited to join the project. Oh, go
And
ahead.
also, we have the first collaboration with Wacom and Milan in the 2019. So making the height marking pillar, it's using the digital Wacom pen. It's a bit writing some simple the height line of the children. So just writing the not text, just line. So it's kind of the digital data stored on the cloud system, but we can change the word. Memory. It has family memory stored in the cloud system. I feel totally different. It's digital, but our memory is the family memory is very important. It's a precious time. So and someday, so withdraw that data. It's a very humane in my house. I actually in my house in the actual the cutting or writing the height marking, but used to I hope to the digital writing installed in the pillar in the cloud system. It's totally different. So just started. It's something changed using the digital technology with Wacom ink technologies.
Yeah, I remember this project, and I'm thinking about the project now you are presenting here in the MOI board. Do you call it family memory?
Yeah.
What inspired you to do this? Like, I feel very fuzzy because that's our belief of lifelong ink, right? A lifelong ink of the family. But can you share a little bit how you envision this concept to be part of family life, and how did you come up?
So actually, we are making business for the smart house or smart house, but I'm always thinking about my family. So every day they get up early, having a dinner, having a breakfast, and talking to them. So I always think about my family, but I have to work.
Yeah.
So and sometimes late night working. So, but sometimes in the Milan, I'm sometimes remember my family and chat with my family. So I always not smart home. I always think about my home. How can proceed our family? How might we more communicate my family? So just my thinking. The very simple, and my family to testing to the pillar or the MUI board, and they are using that. So very strictly commented for me. It's good. It's good, my dad. So it's dull. It's dull. so it's a very close to my family. Think about. So sometimes the other same as the other family. So I'm think very close.
It feels very personal also.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's really nice that you, as you said, it would be possible to store the information just digitally on a smartphone, but if it's connected with this physical interaction at home, real life experience with your family all together, is a huge difference. And it's also not just for the moment, but you can call this up or it shows up on the board later on randomly and reminds your family on the whole experience, the whole period.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's probably, as you explained, it's coming from your own experience with your family. But I probably understand, right, you also want to provide this experience to the broader audience, right?
So it's some the difficulty it has. I understand. So the PR members or the marketing members talking this discussion with every day. So just there commented something. So I'm a little bit sifted. So the change in my ideas, but finally back to my ideas. I don't know.
Stay strong.
Yeah. Finally, so my first impression is it's something good way, but I'm trying to the other members hearing from the comments. So little bit so blur my idea is blurring. But finally, so this time this show is my first sketches and the table and the lamps and the like a window it's in on the curtain and some steps and I'm drawing, but finally I'm first come back. It is we have to make the show. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, why coming back to my
Yeah, it's often like that.
Yeah. Maybe make the change to technology because AI, right? AI is powering the whole setup. You talk about smart home integration to existing smart home technology. They're all based on AI. Do you have a maybe question to you, Mune? Do you have a special vision about AI, how it also connects with the human aspect and not just being automation or convenience? So can you share maybe briefly?
Well, yeah. So, in the space of smart home or IoT, yeah, AI or, like voice agent is also kind of integral part. And then we do not, going to deny that, like, it's a powerful technology and it makes our life much easier and more convenient. But the way we want to, as MUI Lab, we want to use AI is a bit different from, what's being done today in the mainstream, right? So, for example, so we use, say, AI in like Wacom semantic technology,
Right.
like, how we can help families, kind of reviving families, precious moments like that. So that's one example that we are using, some AI's powers, not by like, scoring how you are healthy
Right.
you are, or how say where your family is communicating or like that, That we think it's not the way how that AI should be used. I mean, it may be useful in some context, but so yeah, we think such technology AI is to empower the peoples, and also we can enrich the family's communication, not by judging or ruling it.
I agree. Yeah, this is also our philosophy of AI. It should very subtle, very gentle, and with a family memory, I think is a good example. It brings the context, right, of the situation from the past with the emotion and bring up the message, right? And I think that's really a great synergy we discover. Talking about all this philosophy, so we are here at the design event, big event, lots of designer being here. Thilo, you're a designer yourself. So maybe you can share first, how do you see your technology being used by designer one day, and where do your vision is how your technology will be everywhere? So can you share a little bit your vision? And then maybe I want to listen also from Akiko, if you capture some voices from designer, of course from you, Thilo, as a designer. But maybe we start with your vision. So how do you vision this technology help designer to create new environment?
So 2 weeks ago, I'm some class that I'm lecture to the student in the university. So they are not designer. They are some junior marketing guys. So I'm talking about the observation, looking at small pieces at your house, at your family. It's an observation. It's a very little bit thing is okay. So it's some workshop, and the one guy answered me to the my dad and mom in the parking in front of the house. It's the part in front in the mom. The back to this park is a dad. It is I think very good observation.
Yeah.
It's the car direction is different. So who can drive the car? So if the mom parks in front of the house, and maybe having some brings from the supermarket, so door opening automatically. It's a good experience. So I tell to the students, so something hint in the very tiny things, but we can use that. It's the point of the design things. So I'm always seek for the tiny things in my family. It's so it's a difficulty to making a service, but I'm the tiny things it's the most important things. So I try to explain that meaning is it looks invisible. It's the conventional furniture, but something changed. It's using technology. That is a bit small changes like this. So, but totally the feeling is different. So I telling to the young I wanted to tell so young designers or the younger generations. I want to hear from their voice. How is good or not? Yeah, it's my wanted to show in this.
Can I say something regarding this observation?
Yes.
I joined the Zazen, sitting and meditation in temple one day, like 2 weeks ago. And the trick for meditation or being conscious is observation. Observe your physical sense, observe the sound, or maybe focus on one point, your smell or hearing but so I learned observation makes your life more, like gives more life quality. So, okay, through the observation, you realize something. And through our MUI technology, through our MUI board, our technology, we want people to realize something. We don't want more efficiency or convenience. It's enough. We want more quality of life. So through the realization of yourself, of your or others or environment, you can do something. So that's kind of observation, and what we want to do is like quite connected.
Observe myself and
Yeah. Sorry.
Makes sense, yeah. I'm actually feeling already settled, calmed down. I was also trying to observe, right? So the experience, the invisible part, but you can observe it. This is what I find very interesting.
Yeah.
So as a visitor now, so I hope there will be many designers. I'm sure, actually, I don't hope, but I'm sure that many designers might catch up on your technology and experience and idea and create something meaningful. I think so, yeah. So what do you think as a designer?
100% agree, yeah. So as you know, I'm working at Wacom as designer, so my field is different. But when I saw this here, when I experienced it, it immediately triggers my mind. There are so many options. So you are really demoing a nice direction here of what could be possible in this showcase. And yeah, like what you mentioned, it doesn't even have to be limited to inside the house, but it can be outside the house and really supporting the human life in a calm way, not with a kind of cold technology, but engaging and connected with your beloved objects. It's lovely. I really like it.
I can tell it's really your vision is about changing also how ordinary things being perceived. And as we are coming to the end, I want to ask actually Kaz a question. So Kaz, do you mind to share your vision and outlook of how the calm technology by MUI can influence the society, can influence individual life? And how do you believe it connects to the creative community? And last but not least, what's your business vision? Also coming to the business perspective. So what is your business vision for driving adoption of the calm technology? Because I believe it's super meaningful.
We are not too ambitious, but we always think that better way or the how we influence our technology for the society or community or even our like a smallest community like a family. So with technology, it's been like very like convenient and useful, and the usability has been dramatically changed with technology. Since I started internet like 25 or more years ago, but that makes us more busy, and we somehow we feel like losing our time or losing our mind, from our presence, to the digital world. But I feel like the exhibition in Milan this year. So we'd like to add more like the texture or quality into our life with internet or Internet of Things. And things are not changing so dramatically, but how might we put the like a more essential things or different scope of like our life, like our lifestyle, enhancement through the technology into our everyday life or daily life. So with those like piled up small, even the one thing is small, small feature, but added on more for our like everyday object or everyday life, through the like connected things or new texture of IoT. how can we reach to like a better way to think about yourself or think about family, or remind you why you forgot or where you'd like to be. So I believe that powerful or powerful things by technology is something like that. Like when the Apple began to promote their laptop, they are selling the laptop or devices, but they're always focusing on lifestyle. So how we are not not the like a perfect manufacturing company, but how might we provide our solution to many of like hardware companies or furniture manufacturer or even internet companies. How might we put like quality into the internet?
Okay, so I think we are coming to the end. Last call is really Connected Inc. that we are hosting every year, and I think Mui is joining us, I think, 4 years in a row at least, as I remember, and always showing some really hands-on showcases of this unique experience we were talking about, the unique moments that you feel with the technology from Mui Lab as well from Wacom together. So this year, I think you will join again, as I understand from Ide-san and Nobu. We will have 2 weeks festival. So not just 1 day and not just 2 days, it's 2 weeks. And I know we will have a big also exhibition in Tokyo, inviting everyone to join who is interested. But this year I want to also invite you also to think about how we can present this to the community, to the creative community outside Japan. So maybe in Germany or in US. So let's discuss. And yeah, I really look forward to meet you again, as I think it was a fantastic dialogue. And I learned a lot, and I start to now experiencing, also discovering how your design philosophy is really, let me experience it and make it tangible for me. And that's highly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.